Pisces, thanks for tuning in to your September of 2014 horoscope. My name is Athen, and this is, of course, for Sidereal Astrology. If you'd like to find out the difference between tropical and sidereal astrology, please check out the link down in the description, and also if you'd like to find out your sidereal sign. All right, so without further ado, Pisces, let's talk about Mars this month. Mars is changing sign on the 4th. He is going into your 9th house, coming out of the 8th house. If you've been listening to my previous horoscopes, you've heard that I've talked a lot about the phoenix coming out of the ashes for you guys. A lot of this has to do with Saturn and then Mars coming into that 8th house last month, and Saturn's been in there. And this is the rising of the ashes. This is the rising of your energy, the energy ashes. Mars has been in the 8th house. There's been a lot of work in the previous couple months in regards to changes in your the more meaningful aspects of life. It could be relationships, getting deeper in relationships. It could be work. Your work may be more related towards, healing and that sort of 8th house sort of activity, occult or hidden things or astrology, that sort of stuff. Okay? In either case, diving deep has been the motto, and now rising up is the motto this month in regards to your masculine Mars energy principle this month. Mars is going into that 9th house. Now, from the 8th to the 9th, it's an awakening. It's usually some sort of, you're just feeling expansive. It's literally like you're coming up out of a time of dark, but not dark as in negative, just dark as in because you've been going deep into things and it can get really dark. So a light comes out and you feel lighter, you feel fresher, you feel enlivened. Very early in the month this happens. And for the remainder of the month, your energy will be geared towards just that. It'll be geared towards expanding yourself, okay? And finding a path. There's a path here. There's a new you that's being born this month, and there's a path that comes with that. There's also a new connection, a new divine connection. It's coming back into a strong relationship with our higher self and our divine guidance. So this is the motto this month. A lot of this energy going into that and into your path, whatever that is. And your guys' path, let's talk about Pluto this month, because Pluto is playing a very big role. Pluto is going station direct on the 22nd, and there's a lot of aspects involving the faster planets in Pluto this month. Pluto's been retrograde in your 10th house since April of this year, April 15th. And so there's been a lot of reflecting since then in regards to your career or your service work, your contribution to society, and how people see you, how the society sees you and classifies you, your public image. Okay, but in general, your service work. And for some of you, maybe it seems like it's been quite calm and quite good because there's been a lot of changes in regards to that career stuff. And whenever Pluto is retrograde, it's kind of like a timeout, like we can kind of rest a little bit while that's taking place. But Pluto is now going station. It's coming to a complete stop, and it's going to go direct later on in the month. Okay, so for those of you, I think all of you, in some fashion, learned a lot in regards to your service, okay, over the past since April. And now the energy with coming out of this awareness with Mars, a lot of this energy is now going to start to shift, okay, in your path and in your service area, your career and stuff, okay? And with Pluto going station, there's usually some sort of insight in regards to this, some sort of insight about, how you can be more of service. And Pluto is really about selflessness, it's about non-ego. Pluto is the final planet of the solar system. Well, it's not really a planet, it's an asteroid. It's not the final one, but to our modern time, it's been associated, we've classified it as the final gateway out of the solar system. And whatever exists, at some point will have to go through Pluto. And what Pluto is the god of the underworld. He says, look, you can't take any of that with you. You can't take any attachments to the afterlife. Everything that you've experienced, and you must let it go. You must leave it behind. So there's that transformation energy. You see, Pluto, that's why Pluto is associated with that 8th house and that transformation process. So when you're transforming your path, your career is also going to be starting in a slower fashion. But as you uncover more about this path and this new expansive you coming out, your career is going to have some changes this month. There will be changes to your career in different ways. Career, I mean loosely. I don't just mean for financial exchange. Anything that you do of service. And there's a lot of aspects taking place from your 6th house, okay? So the emphasis this month is about enjoying your self-improvement. The 6th house, Venus and the Sun will be in that 6th house. So taking care of your health, I think you guys are realizing is this month is contributing to these changes. Also, you know, your routine, making, you know, realizing that, you know, if you schedule or you wake up early or you modify your routine in a certain way or you're healthy, you get more done and more awareness comes to you and there's more changes, more positive changes. And you're going to be enjoying that this month, okay? Enjoying your health, enjoying this positive self-improvement. Now the 6th house also rules crafts, your craft, what your skills and talents are in the workplace. So a lot of you are going to be developing brand new skills and brand new talents, which you're going to be then putting into your career this month and enjoying it. Really enjoy what you do. All of you will be enjoying what you do on a day-to-day level this month. So channeling that energy into your career is really going to help shift help assist the shifts that are happening in that area of your life right now, this month. Now, that being said, your 10th house ruler, Jupiter, is in your 5th house. So your 5th house is about enjoyment. So a lot of you have been, over the past, this year, for the most part of this year, have been figuring out that your work is about enjoying yourself. It's about enjoyment. It's what's work if you're not enjoying what you do? And again, that's playing a big role into all of this as well. Okay, so you can see here how, you know, this transformation that's taking place and this new energy, this newfound energy that you're going to have is all geared towards expanding yourself and finding, it's almost like this new you is, because you are expanding, your Jupiter in the 5th house, you are enjoying life. And it's without this enjoyment of life, do the other parts of your life fit together? So this expansion, this passion, this drive, this energy is coming out. And again, like I said, a lot of it is channeled into the service. But it's in all areas of your life. Okay? Now relationships also play an important role this month. Mercury will be transiting your 7th, and then the Sun will be going into your 7th. And then Venus at the very end of the month leading into October. So this is the part where, you know, part of the year where you are going to want to start, you're going to have more relationships, you're going to want to spend more time with people. So taking a break from work is very important too. You know, all work and no play, right? So you have to enjoy yourself, and I think this month the enjoyment is really going to come from the health and self-improvement, but slowly but surely it's going to be incorporating more people into your life. So wanting to spend more time with your friends, your groups, one-on-one relationships, romantic relationships, what have you. Okay. And speaking of that, actually what I do then want to speak on is the full moon and the new moon this month. Okay, the full moon is happening in the 8th, okay, and it's happening in your 12th house. Discipline, right? This wanting, this taking care of your physical body. What that does is it enlivens you spiritually. You become much more spiritualized. That's the funny thing, or the paradox you might call it, of the 6th and the 12th house. The 6th house having to do with the day-to-day, you know, hard, like taking care of your body, your personal refinement, and the 12th house having to do with your spirituality. So I think you're going to realize here on the 8th that when you take care of yourself, there's a spiritual, you're healing yourself. You've got Chiron in that 12th house, healing you. You've got Neptune there, spiritualizing that 12th house even more. So there's a awakening, a spiritual awakening taking place in all of this. Like I've mentioned with the transformation, but in this sense, it's a spiritual awareness of when you are fit, when you're taking care of your health, when you're taking care of your body, you become more spiritually attuned. You ground your spirituality. And that's playing a very big role this month, your spirituality. So while you are, spending a lot, maybe not, but putting in that work into your path, and then also making those changes in your career, taking the time out, I think, earlier in the month would be a good idea. And then spending time with friends and those that are close to you second half of the month as the sun then goes into your seventh. But I think you're going to naturally want to do this anyways. I think during the first half you're naturally going to want to take some time out, and I think naturally in the second half you're going to want to spend more time with people and enjoying yourself in that way. Now the new moon is happening in your seventh house of relationships, okay, and that's where the emphasis is on that. So when the sun gets in there, the new moon, the moon will then follow and join up. So some of you will make new relationships, maybe romantic, maybe friends in the workplace, whatever it is, or a new beginning in your existing relationships is really the main energy here. And and then into October, wanting to get more meaningful and deeper into those relationships will certainly be highlighted for you. But in this month, the second half is really about just carefree enjoying yourself in regards to those relationships and enjoying your work. And again, making your career, your work more in tune with what you're about, what makes you happy, what's close to your heart, your passion in life, what makes you smile. Your work should make you smile, right? And there's ways to incorporate that into your work. And then finding that is going to help you enjoy your work on a day-to-day level and embellish your skills, whatever that is. Now, speaking of the enjoyment, there is a trine taking place, a grand trine taking place at the very end of this month and going into October, involving Uranus, Jupiter, and Mars. Okay, it's involving your first, fifth, and your ninth house. Now, there's been a lot of changes to your appearance, a lot of changes to you with Uranus in your first house. It's been recently this year, there's been a lot of enjoying what you do, okay, and expanding your heart and enjoying life. And then with Mars going into the ninth, there's going to be a lot of action now going into making your path and following your purpose in life, and how that all fits together. And there's a beautiful grand trine of these three areas coming together in your fire houses, okay? Starting on the 25th mainly, but then also into October when Mars aspects. But in either case, it's about freedom. It's about enjoyment, and it's about your life path, and it all starting to come together. Okay, grand trines are very supportive, very positive energies, and for you, it's supporting you in those areas that I mentioned. Okay, and that's topping off this month and leading into October. All right, Pisces, so let me know if you have any questions. If you'd like a personal reading, this is just the general horoscope. If you'd like me to look at your particular planets and how these planets in the sky are aspecting your personal planets, please get in touch for a personal reading. All right, Pisces, thanks again. Take care.